critical game for Chicago, and we're underway. Duvernay from the 1. Devin Duvernay looking for a lane. He's got one. Duvernay down the sideline, and it's Andre Schmidt who shoves him out near midfield. Here comes Garrett. Williams dropped. Tried to dump it off to Monungai, who had blockers in front and some room to run. It was well set up. He's third most in the NFL for a defense that's second overall in total defense. Torrey Taylor to punt it away, trying to pin the Browns deep. And it'll be down at the 2, trickling into the 1. What a play. Josh Blackwell, full dive. Ooh.
There was no foul in the play for an illegal bat. The ball was first touched by the kicking team, and down at the 1-yard line will be Cleveland's ball.
Hey, play clock at 2. Gonna have to hurry. It's Judkins trying to sweep the left side, and the Bears defense stops him at the 6. 2nd and 4. Back to the ground with Swift. Garrett there to drop him at the 31. It'll be a first down as we get. And it's a big reason why they're in playoff position. Back to the ground again with Swift. Nice cutback. Has a first down inside the 20 and down to the 17-yard line.
And here you see all these different motions that we've seen come in post-bye.
Off the play fake, Williams. Short toss. It's Loveland up the sideline, and Loveland down inside the 10, close to another first. On 1st and goal, it's Swift. Nice cutback. Has a lane to the edge. Touchdown, Chicago.
Devin Bush just gets caught a little bit too far inside. Watch him as he sees that first move coming in. He steps inside. That allows Drew Dolman to get on top of him, get him covered up, and DeAndre Swift out.
3rd and 10. Pressure again. Sanders in trouble. Able to get free. Sanders now on the run. Shedeur Sanders. He's got the first down. Kyle Monungai, the running back, on 3rd down and 3. Browns rush 4 to the sideline. Open is Colston Loveland, the tight end, rumbling into Cleveland territory.
And it'll help his completion percentage, which is one of the things they're trying to pick up.
Now Williams, clean pocket over the middle with all day to throw. He finds Luther Burden breaking tackles. Burden down inside the 10. 1st and goal, Chicago. 3rd and goal, Burden in motion. Play action. Williams, end zone. DJ Moore, touchdown.
Here he is right here. You can see, look at the outside. He's on the outside shoulder, and he's going to cross formation to the left. So you can see he's open immediately right there. Well thrown ball by Caleb Williams. Awesome job by our crew the last 3 weeks, not just today.
3rd down and 16. It's Fannin, and Edwards is right there trying to punch it out as C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And it'll bring up 4th down. More on Shedeur. We check in with Allison.
I get it.
2nd down and long. Here's Burden. Nice spin.
Nice move.
And a little juke. And Burden dancing his way out to the 33-yard line.
Because that's the way that Ben Johnson wanted to build this offense. Physicality in the run game.
Here's the toss to Swift. Trying to power his way for the first down. He does. Outstanding run through contact.
More confident in his game, so much more comfortable back there.
And Williams to the air, looking for Loveland on the sideline. A diving catch for the young tight end at the Cleveland 34.
You're behind your defender.
On 1st down and 10, play action again. Williams looking for more on the sideline with a toe tap and a first down. A 4th Bears drive there in their 3rd red zone trip. Play action, Williams floats it. Cole Kmet down the sideline. Kmet inside the 7 and out of bounds.
And he was able to defeat the block by Durham Smythe and make that play.
3rd down and goal. Williams with time. Backside pressure comes. He's in trouble. And Myles Garrett's got one today. 21 on the year. 2 away from the NFL sack record. First time the Bears have been turned away from the end zone in the red zone. And Santos' field goal is no good. They're turned away completely
for Quinshon Judkins to get out there. Maybe that timing got disrupted a little bit.
3rd and 10. Sanders looking deep. He's got Bond out there. Drops it in. First down, Cleveland at the Chicago 33. 3rd down and 8. 4-man rush. Pressure up the middle again. Sanders in trouble, and down he goes. Ball comes out at the end of the play. Austin Booker with the sack. Play action on 3rd and 1. Williams, nobody open, and almost intercepted by Grant Delpit. 3rd and 15. Sanders, clean pocket this time, wide of Fannin. Incomplete. Caleb Williams to the air. DJ Moore open at midfield and down at the 48. Timeout used by Chicago, their first. Switching sides now. He's lined up to the bottom of the screen. Williams tipped at the line. Burton ends up with it. He's short of the first down at the 43. 4th and 4. Williams over the middle. There's the flip back to DJ Moore. Moore will shuttle it back at the 25-yard line. Good play from Shelby Harris, and now the Bears will go on 4th down. Caleb Williams, backside pressure. He's in trouble. Down he goes. Alex Wright with his 4th sack of the year, and the Browns defense turns the Bears away. 2nd and 7. Sanders, pressure again. Sanders throws, and it's Fannin who plucks it. How about Shador Sanders? 3rd down and 10, incomplete. Bond, the intended receiver. Tough day to kick in Chicago. Ball on the way, and Schmidt is good.
Yeah, one of those rare chances where he's not out on that right defensive end spot, coming from the middle, standing up.
Williams rolls right and throws it away.
But it's been outstanding. They've been pressed into service, and they've responded.
Sanders on 1st down, deflected, and it's intercepted. DeMarco Jackson's got it. From the 22 on 1st down. Williams on the roll, directing traffic to the end zone. He throws, and it's DJ Moore, his 2nd of the day. Chicago cashes in immediately from 22.
On Monday, when Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams go over this play, because this is such a no, I can't believe you, yes. You talk about having confidence in your players, and again, the location. Look at the defenders.
On 2nd and 8, Bears bring pressure. Sanders throwing, looking for Bond. Over the middle, drops it in. The speedy Bond is there to the Bears 25. 3rd and 9, big play. Sanders with time to the sideline. Tough throw for Judy, and Judy has it intercepted. It's picked off by Jalen Johnson. So 1st down and 10 at the 33. From the eye, toss, Swift to the edge. Across the 35 to the 40, and Swift out of bounds with a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, it really is, and everybody will say, you look at their schedule so far, Philly's that big win. They need to add that to get some more confidence going in.
Williams under pressure, gets away. Garrett chasing. Williams on the run, runs away from Myles Garrett, and runs for a 1st down into Cleveland territory at the 38. Trying to catch his breath after chasing down Caleb Williams. 2nd and 6. On the roll, floats it out. Cole Kmet, 1st down and more. With Delpit out there, he's upended inside the 20-yard line. Hand off Swift. Got a block, cuts it back. Swift struggling inside the 5. The high kick into the end zone for the touchdown. 17 tough yards.
He's hanging in that pocket as it breaks down around him, and he's trusting his guys and making some decent throws.
Pressure rate of 55% today. Bears rush 4 here. He's got time. Nobody open. Sanders in trouble. Down he goes. Jervon Dexter with the sack at the 11.
And it's been hard for him to get back into that zone.
3rd and 15. Williams, pressure comes, down he goes, it's Myles Garrett. 3rd down and 6. Sanders, short. Nice move made by Malachi Corley, and Corley's got a 1st down. Things have not gone well in Cincinnati. For Cleveland, it's Sanders looking for Fannin, and it's picked again! C.J. Gardner-Johnson with the interception. 3rd of the day for Sanders. Gardner-Johnson is down at the 23. 3rd and 11. Off the hands of an guy, incomplete. And the Bears unable to move the football forward. He told us that the Steelers guys told him they are not allowed to give him a sack. He said, they told me if I'm anywhere close, they're instructed to take the penalty.
Talk about it with Caleb Williams just being in that new system and having some different people in.
4-man pressure, he's in trouble. Sanders steps away once, steps away twice. Still directed traffic and finds an open man on the sidelines, and it's Judy with a 1st down grab.
That is the greatest position to be in if they can make that decision here by the end of the season.
It's Fannin again with the catch and down.
And the way they do things at practice. The one thing we got to find out, did Deshaun Wright do push-ups on the sideline for that dropped interception? Because he's got another pick 6 early in the game.
Play number 11 of this drive. Sanders will check it down. Williams out of the backfield. And Williams ridden down at the 11-yard line by Tyreek Stevenson. Sanders short to Fannin, and Fannin upended at the 4-yard line. 1st down and goal for Cleveland. Elijah Hicks on the tackle. 3rd down and goal for Shedeur Sanders and the Browns. Sanders pumps, pressured, and down he goes. It's Grady Jarrett. 4th and goal. Sanders in trouble again. He escapes for the moment. Sanders sacked once more. Austin Booker with the sack to end it.
LeVard in the opportunity to run after the catch, and it didn't get in. But those are the ones now, if we can really see that start to develop instead of trying to create the really kind of long shot plays in that red zone.